bum bada bum bada bum bada bum. Hog Rider! Hey YouTube gamers, this is Zero, bringing you some more Clash Royale. It's mobile games, it's what we play. I've got a couple of things to go over, but for the most part, that's my deck. It hasn't changed too much recently. I found a really nice synergy with it. This is definitely my go-to deck. I enjoy it the most just because it counters a fair amount of things I don't like dealing with normally, and that makes it a pretty good deck. Today we're going to be basically opening chests to gem, because apparently the order doesn't matter. You just keep opening chests and you'll eventually get your magical chest. If you open chests when they are basically all of the things are full, it doesn't skip over any chests. It just basically waits in line. So all we're doing is basically accelerating how quickly we get chests, and hopefully that'll work out. So open. Ooh, got some zap. I'll take some zap. You guys do need all sorts of things. And yeah, we'll have fun with this. And I did have a bit of a downtime. I was out of the country, had to go to Belize with the family. Terrible excuse, I know, but that's legitimately what happened. So, had to take it in stride. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay, so they want to throw a pump. I want to throw as much garbage at them as humanly possible. And while that's not necessarily going to get that witch, I'm pretty sure we're going to get plenty of damage done on this in the meantime, and that's okay with me. I'm pretty sure Ice Wizard's going to take care of that. We're going to save our Fire Spirits to make sure it goes over onto that balloon. If not, we're probably screwed. The probably screwed part seems to be happening. Yeah, there we go. We still got to deal with this giant. But hopefully I am doing all right. Hopefully audio video is still good for you. I've been switching some things out and doing some things lately. Hopefully my terrifying, slightly tanner visage is not just horrifying to everybody. I know it's rough, but I don't know. I had a lot of fun. I definitely advise family trips with people who, are ever thinking, I'm too busy for this, I'm too busy for that. Totally worth it for me. My family's pretty great about lots of things, but they're also a bunch of jerks about others. So, as I said, any time with family can be a good time, and you should probably enjoy it, especially as you get older. And that definitely could qualify for me. Bam, older, said it. Don't know how to deal with my life anymore now. Okay, so actually, no, screw it. We're gonna need poison here. We're gonna need Peck. Dunk. If they throw a balloon right now, that would be really gross. They didn't. Good for me. Mini Peck is getting very distracted. That's kind of normal, honestly. And that's okay. All we're looking for is take down basically that tower. Any way we can at this. Oh, I should have totally just done that. Anyway, if I had switched that over so it hit the elixir pump, probably was game over right there. We'll see what we have to do to get by, honestly. Zap right here will probably be good. Sweet. We've avoided their balloons well enough. This is one of the reasons why I like the deck. Balloons and giants are sort of nasty, quite honestly. Like, this combo is pretty effective at wrecking my face. If they had a slightly different setup, instead of that witch, if they used a royal giant on top of it, I know that seems like overkill, but it makes it really hard to peel that off of your tower. But it also makes it really hard to set up, too. Zap. And those will get sacrificed to the witch. Mostly I'm just trying to slow her down, because that's all we need for a win. What is going on, Ak? It's good to see you. The deal for today is we are opening chests. Opening chests. Because apparently all you have to do is open a whole bunch of chests, and eventually you get to magical chests and giant chests. And I got a giant chest like, I don't know, yesterday evening, basically, while I was playing. And what they're saying is they don't skip. So essentially by gemming, all you're doing is is just basically pushing out the process faster. And, I want to see it. I've gotten a magical chest recently before I went off on vacation through this method. And I didn't have to try very hard for it. So I'm kind of curious because that was at win like 140. And I think I've gone like 2 whole chests that I haven't opened this entire time. And I think the number is somewhere around the 50s range before you get what you're looking for. Boop, boop, boop. And... okay. Well, let's just poison all of this. I say that because those goblins are definitely going to take a whole bunch of damage off of this. I didn't have Zap in my hand. That would have been really ideal, but that's kind of the reason why this game is hard. So you can't always have what you want when you want it, the second you need it. I mean, that time I got some nice stuff, so I'm not going to complain. Just saying. I feel like that's half the challenge in this game, is making a deck that flows well. It's not even necessarily what's in the deck, it's whether or not you have what you're looking for when you're looking for it. Boop, boop, boop. They're kicking my ass. God, it's like they know how to play this game. Annoying. Ooh, baby. And I'm gonna have to pause the stream for a second. Give me just a minute. We're gonna totally throw this one. And sorry for the interrupt. Had important phone call had to take, but it is all good. We'll get back to action. Start it up. Have some good times with it. Boop, 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 boop. Oh man, no. Yeah, no, I don't know. I still like playing this game an awful lot, but I'm noticing that the more I space out my time that I play, like I don't play it constantly, that I feel like I get more done because of timers and things. And I'm not looking to like orient my entire life around playing the game, but I'm just like, hey, if I play in the morning and then sometimes in the afternoons, or like sometimes in the evenings, it seems like I get a lot more done. And then this gemming is basically, I was like, screw it, how about we do the thing that supposedly like, oh, it costs money. How will I ever live? I'm like, by spending money playing video games the same way you've done your entire life? I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, and actually when you say it that way, it sounds pretty okay. But I don't know, I'm looking at this as a little bit of an experimentation. I certainly get a lot more cards by doing this, which is perfectly great for me. I still enjoy my clan environment. I still like basically swapping cards back and forth because they give you such good benefits for doing it. Like, there's nothing better than getting XP and, and that should be in range, so Dark Prince should get in there. Peck can go across the line. Oh my goodness. Do not kill my Peck. Oh, you killed my Peck, you frickin' jerks. And this is about to get gross. Good for them. This is actually a solid offense. I'm probably going to lose almost all of this tower. And, it is what it is. It's a golem charge. Crazy that might be effective against just about everything. I don't have any structures in this deck any longer, which does make this an open risk. Like, this can happen. But it's really not that bad. If I had not spent the poison on this pump like I'm doing again, and let's see if they've got a second golem. Basically, there it is. So if I hadn't spent that, probably would have had enough to push it off. Their horde was really solid, actually. It is the majority of the reason why I lost pretty big there. And then, so we're going to do this, and we're going to throw an Ice Wizard. And we're going to throw this Dark Prince in front so they can't do that same garbage again. But this time we're going to poison my entire side of the field. God, no, they went through all of that. I mean, I guess it's great that I knocked the majority of their little damage dealers down, but it's not that great, honestly. Because their golem is still going for it. I have no way of taking down their tower either. Like, they are taking all of my time with this strategy, which is not good. That's when I'm going to lose. But anyway. What's going on, Sasoyo? I think that's it, Sasoyo. Anyway, if you want to give me a pronunciation of your name, absolutely give it to me. But what is going on? Bang, 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 bang. And then let's see what we get out of this. This isn't a very strong opener. I think I'm going to sit for a second. Because, I mean, sure, I can throw Hog Rider and then, what, like some goblins, but it's not exactly what I'm looking to do. I can throw a Hog Rider now, because at least something's going to be used up that way. We're going to throw whole bunch of mess. Managed to avoid basically their Peck on my side. That's good. I'm going to throw Hog Rider out to basically tank. Oh, God. 1, 2, it needs to go down now if I want to not get blown up. I don't think that Sparky's particularly all that hard to fight if you've got the right setup for it. But man, when you miss that zap or something like that, it is devastating. It is real devastating. Yeah, this is looking like a big old GG. So yeah, don't do that. Woohoo! But yeah, that's real nice. If you, I don't know, if you've played Clash Royale before Sasoyo, then I mean, it hasn't changed much. Some of the legendaries are a little bit different at the top, but they're not that different, honestly. It is a pretty fun game. I'm gonna say that it's a pretty fun like middle time waster, if you will. Just dump that goblin. Because it requires you to play at least some every day to get like max benefits out of it. Woohoo! But you know, like I think that's why I like it. Is it's not so addicting that you have to play it constantly, and it doesn't reward that style of play. It stays a little bit casual, not super casual by any stretch of the imagination. Um, but because I mean, the competitive side at the top, people get way too crazy, which is okay. Oh, that zap was terrible. I don't know. I find the game to be fun. I find it to be competitive enough that I'm not like, oh my god, why am I even playing this game? But at the same time, it's it's definitely got some elements that I really like. And their reward system is pretty solid. They did add that you basically get gold lately, and that's important, honestly. Like, it is pretty darn important. And I say that because, you know, you could just play all day long and get literally nothing for it. At least there's some benefits to playing all day if you want to do it that way. But I find that getting the crown chests and basically waiting on your unlocks and getting your free chests and stuff like that... Ah, crap. Okay. And we're going to poison this. It's not going to do the best job of nullifying out a Royal Giant, but I need to slow his attack speed down because that's literally just doing just tons of damage to my tower. And I didn't have anything else that was good at spiking him down. There was no mini peck up. And my wizard wasn't up for slowing him down either. We're still ahead, though, so that's good. Boop, 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 boop. And then I'm a little bit hesitant to put everything up front. Okay, so they're playing the slow game. We're going to play the slow game, too. They're definitely playing the slow game. Okay. And they got me with that fireball that's pretty bad, honestly. Majority of the damage still got done there. We're going to let the Ice Wizard tank this as best he can. But then they throw that. I want to poison. I will. Oh, God. The poison was so slow there. But I was about to say, I don't know if it's worth it. And by taking the time to ask whether or not the poison was worth it, I basically negated any good that the poison was going to do there. We've got a good stack right here. We've basically got tanking Hog Rider, and then you got the Peck just chopping whatever comes in the way. Poison again. Once again, is it a good poison? No, I think I'm just throwing this because I'm trying to put damage onto their tower. Probably not the best of choices, but sometimes the best choices don't get everything taken care of. I'm definitely leading them in tower damage, and that's important. And what I really want to do in there is just get enough that I can edge this out and just whittle them down. And the only problem I'm having is that I can't get a good, solid push going through. They do play two chunkier characters. They got both Valkyrie and Dark Prince. That's not exactly surprising that I'm having some difficulties. Need to zap for defense. And then as soon as he gets out there, now we're going to preemptively poison. Dark Prince can go through. It's actually kind of surprising what Dark Princes will do if you put them late enough. Nah. This guy has way too much stopping power. We're not getting anywhere. He's not getting anywhere. It's pretty much a stalemate. Nobody likes draws, damn it. Nobody likes draws. Okay, and then so basically Hog Rider is going to be in the middle of our sandwich. We're looking for basically that Dark Prince to charge in there and block. This is going quickly south. Honestly, we should just poison this. And I could have dealt with it a little bit cheaper by throwing, there they go. By throwing out fire spirits, but they can also be picked off by a wizard. And now that I know that they have a wizard, probably going to have to be very judicious with their use. If he's not going to counter with anything, this combination will tear that tower to pieces. Even just a single musketeer, this is basically my tower. I'm going to throw Hog Rider to basically continue aggression so that they can't pick anything up with that. I know that means that basically I'm sacrificing tower damage on that musketeer, but at the same time, that tower is poisonable. And I basically just got their entire left side. We're going to start by poisoning this. And then here goes the zap. There goes the peck. There we go. At least we don't have to deal with the Sparky. That giant's going to deal massive damage. The peck isn't smart. He's going to just run off, or she is. And so basically, instead of turning around and helping where it would have been best, I should have just had better placement, is the honest truth on that. And there goes basically 1 tower, 2 tower. We're just going to poison all of that and take the 2nd tower. And, I mean, hell, we can even hog right in, honestly, right now. And I'm pretty sure they've just quit, since they haven't posted anything in, like, the last minute or so. And more poison. We'll take another 3-star. Obviously, they gave up. That stinks. It would be nice if they tried harder. Because, you don't want just a one-sided game. One-sided games aren't nearly as fun as people like to pretend they are. I like keeping a chest for overnights, the gold chests. So I'll open this one. I'll leave the one that's on my far right there. The only thing I can think of that's helpful in the strategy that I'm doing right now, which is basically opening chests as soon as I get them so they don't fill up. I don't know how super magical chests drop, whether or not they get skipped if you don't have an available chest for it to convert. So I don't think I'm actually fishing for the super magical. I think I'm just going for a regular magical chest. But I don't know how that plays out, whether or not the same rules of, well, if you didn't get the chest, you didn't get the chest, applies to that. And I honestly don't think that there's a way to know that unless they basically Supercell just wants to tell us. Nice. What's going on, Papyrus? So, Sosoyo, I absolutely have a clan, and that's it right there. Let's see who is just dragging their butt on donations and needs to get knocked the heck out of here. I don't know this Maddie character. If they really like us, they'll be back. And... Element of Dragon. Mr. Woof Woof. You must play the game to stay in the clan. But yeah, just a regular thing that honestly I should do more often is kick people who don't have any donations. Like, I'm sitting here with 232. As I said, I play basically sometimes in the morning and the nights. And so it's not that hard to just hit the donate button. Like, all you're doing is giving people cards, and they're giving you cards back. So it's not a very hard concept. You get rewarded either way. And so if you want a clan, come on over. The required trophies is 1,000. If you tell me that you don't have 1,000 trophies, you tell me what it's at, I will drop it to the point where you can jump in. The point of the clan is to have people who are active, and so if you want to be in the clan, all you have to do to stay in the clan is be active. God, I am just purging. Just purge. Yeah, we'll get rid of them all. The hammer. Ooh, the hammer. And as I said, anybody who's like, who's been in there that just like, oh, I joined yesterday, I haven't done any donations. I mean, you come in on the stream and you tell me, hey, I need to get let back in. That'll happen. Oh my god, the hammer. Did that get everybody? Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But yeah, we've basically got a clan with 9 spots open. Anybody who's watching right now that wants a clan, by all means, come in and join. All you got to do is throw cards at people. Request cards is in the lower left-hand corner of the screen right now. It's grayed out. Literally, you can ask for anything that's not an epic or a legendary. And, I mean, basically, I will get rewarded for giving you the cards that you asked by having basically getting gold and XP back. It's a fantastic system. Thank you, Akak, for the support. And then Papyrus, it is good to hear you got a witch. Witch got buffed recently with some skellies. If you like her, awesome. If you're looking for other epics, the only way to get them realistically is just keep on going and looking what's in the shop. Let's see here. We got Thomas. My God, that is the biggest name I've seen on YouTube. Good job. I'm still going to call you Thomas unless you want ACA or... Wow, I can't even pronounce your last name. I'm such a bigot. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, Akak, that AWOL kid who hasn't donated in a while probably isn't going to get kicked unless he wants to leave. Something about him being at the leader of our clan. And then we will get back to streaming. As I said, what we're trying to do is basically fish for a magical chest, just to see that they'll pop out. I've had 1 or 2 pop out, and that's what we're looking for. Got a pretty good opener right here. If we wait for the wizard to get just a little bit further ahead, what happens is he basically becomes the front of our push. Ugh. Dislike zap. Dislike. So yeah, Inferno Tower is probably not going to help. Lots of people don't play defensive structures anymore, so it's almost kind of shocking when you go up against them, which seems weird, but at the same time it makes sense. Like, defensive structures aren't nearly as useful against Royal Giants, which became very popular after this last patch. And quite honestly, like, defensive structures in general got nerfed as well because people were tired of seeing basically people play very defensively and get rewarded for it. So it's kind of not surprising that you don't see them as often, but honestly, they're still useful if you have, like, the right application of them. Like, he's using this to basically kill my bigger pushes. That basically takes one of my, like, 2 or 3 people I try to bundle together out of the game almost entirely. And that actually makes some of these pushes really hard because they're combination pushes that I'm always doing. Doing way better on the left-hand side. We're going to throw down this guy. Should have thrown the wizard a little bit more forward, but that's okay. As I said, we're probably going to see that Inferno Tower again. Ooh, not. Good use of those fire spirits. That was nasty. If goblins get some time to lock on right here, they do a surprising amount of damage. Because I've got them level 9. I'm trying to get them level 10. We're going to throw Hog Rider here, see if we can distract one. We did. And then he's going to take out that Inferno Tower for me. Probably only half of it, which is unfortunate. But we need to get this rolling. Rolling down the river. Throw a Dark Prince behind this. And then that fireball came down, unfortunately, right on top of my fire spirit, so I only got 1 of them. We did get the Dark Prince through, that's good. We can zap on top of that to at least slow it down. This Hog Rider is going to do real well for himself because he's pretty unopposed. Ice Wizard thrown up front. Hopefully he'll get out there and actually tank. It doesn't look like it. So we'll throw poison on top of it. Try to cut through this as quick as we can. Okay, Hog Rider. We'll throw Spear Goblins right behind it and we'll have Zap too. There we go. That'll work. Take one and done and get out of here. Guy's higher rank, so obviously we get some points. It would be nice to hit Legendary today. No guarantees that I can make it there. Man, my clan is great. Let's see what we got here. Excellent. So if you guys are needing to get in, let's see here. We'll do settings. And then required trophies. We can drop that. I'll put it right back up once we're done with the stream. So anybody who's watching right now, if you want to get it to Android Games, I've dropped the basically the welcoming mat for you. That's, as I said, 11 or 1,000 trophies is not necessarily what I consider high, but then again, I've been playing basically since the day that the game came out, so I'm pretty biased. So for newcomers, if you want basically a clan that throws cards all the time and they'll talk with you and stuff like that, that's definitely what we got over here. I really like my clan a lot. It would be hard for me to consider playing this game if there was no clan function in it, because it really does make it a lot more entertaining. Let's throw poison on all of this. Excellent. I will take that as a pretty good poison. They can just stay in that poison just a while longer, so they can all die. I don't have anything that's amazing right here. An easy one to do is just an Ice Wizard into something ranged, so I do have goblins. It's hard to say what they'll throw against it. I'm kind of fishing right now, honestly, seeing what I can get out of these. And then if I throw a goblins right now, I've got a pretty solid setup for them tanking for my mini peck, which is what I ideally want. If nothing else, we'll get the poison in there. Gonna need to do something about that guy. Fire spirits can blow up on him. We'll just call that a day. It was only 2 elixir. It basically nullified out a unit that was probably going to do another 300 points of damage because he's got so much health. It's basically the same thing as a teleporting knight, is what the miner is. So we're not looking to basically take all that damage. Okay, so they've definitely got a bunch of things I'm not looking to deal with right now. That's going to distract out. Notice how some of the barbarians went basically quote-unquote the wrong way. Unfortunately, they zapped my mini-peck. He's not killing the Hog Rider like he's supposed to do. That's literally the point of the mini-peck in this configuration, is so that I have something that can take on Hog Riders. I mean, I use Hog Rider. I think he's amazing. just throwing it out there. But you should know how to counter him too. And as I said, mini-peck, I use him because he basically chops the Hog Riders into like 2 or 3 pieces and then he's done. They're definitely beating me out as far as tower damage goes. Let's see if we can get some of that back right here. And then, oh man. So we're going to want a lot of nasty things here. And then if we can manage, there they are. I was about to say, if we can manage to get fire spirits on the barbarians, they die surprisingly cheap. But I didn't actually get any forward momentum off of that. It's bad. Boop, boop, boop. Mini peck. Oh, he is not in the right place. Oh, barely. That doesn't mean I'm going to win. He could still have arrows. I haven't seen him use any spells realistically other than zap. So as soon as that comes back up, we're done. No, there's fireball. Anyway, not an extremely close game. I misplayed a couple of things. They had, yeah. Oof. We will definitely shun the unbelievers in the clan. Do do do. Mm-mm-mm. And then Rage Neptune says, "I suck at this." What anything in particular you don't feel like you're very good at? I mean, the game is a little bit rough. I'm not gonna lie. You usually have to squirrel away a little bit to get the cards you want for like a deck, and then you focus on them. The whole point of having a clan is so that you can go, "I really like X card. That's a regular, a common, or a rare," and then that way you use your clan to basically level it up. That's the only way I know of to quote unquote get better at the game, other than playing and learning how units work. But being able to like focus what you actually want to upgrade, that's really the point of having a clan. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-hmm. And then Jean-Pierre Lindor asks, "Is this a live stream?" It is a live stream. Do. We'll get back to doing it. Today we're basically opening chests as soon as we get them to see if we can run into a magical. I don't know what my timing is on it. There are apps that actually will tell you it. I have not tried them out to verify whether or not they are super convenient or if they're just they're just applications that tell you to do a thing and may or may not have any value whatsoever. Okay, so we're gonna throw down Dark Prince so that he can basically take those fire spirits. The peck that's behind him, oh, it's getting in front though. He gets a charge at least from it, but we're really going to want to try to slow that down. Nope. This is not going to go places. Mini Peck getting onto a tower is one of the more wonderful things in this game. I used to play a giant skeleton deck that was just for the sake of dropping the bomb on people, literally. But the Mini Peck has a very nice substance of doing that as well, so that's why I like him so much. Or her. People say Pecks are girls. Makes sense. They're wearing armor. They went to a big brawl. They thought ahead. They brought their armor. They're smart, etc. But yeah. So that's realistically what I'm almost always trying to do with my Mini Peck is either kill somebody's giant or golem or other similar unit, or I'm trying to basically get it on the tower because it does massive damage. I did just zap those fire spirits. I didn't want to deal with them. I use my own fire spirits because I think they're wonderful. You'll see zap used a whole lot in upper level play because all you have to do is level zap to the point that it kills almost all of the small level units, and then you're only spending 2 elixir to get rid of them. It's pretty common, but it's honestly pretty darn effective. This is going to turn into nothing because unfortunately those minions are not going to stop until they chop them up. We're getting close to knocking down their tower, though, so it was worth it. Spear Goblins will distract. And then they'll probably get 2-3 spears on this, max. Nope, only 2. But we can poison it now, which honestly makes this totally okay. You can actually back the Royal Giant a step. Mind you, all that does is delay it for a second or two, but it's basically doing the same thing as what you would get out of a zap. So, it's actually pretty useful. We are just going to poison this now because I need to rotate. If I don't get some cards out, they can actually take mine. And, the cards that I really want are my Mini Peck and my Ice Wizard because they're so strong against Royal Giants. And then, see, Hog Rider was basically going to shield for that, but they pulled the Mini Pick away with the cannon. It's unfortunate. Hog Rider still does really solid damage. It's just Mini Pecks do so much damage in general that, single target only, quote unquote, and that's a problem, but they're amazing. Like, I used to use Hog Rider the same way I use my Mini Peck now, where it would just be for focusing on destroying towers, because that's all really Hog Rider does. And I just noticed the more I played with the Mini Peck that it does just absurd amounts of damage when you can pull one over on your opponent. Boop boop boo. And then so for Papyrus, Yeah, if you really like barbarians, they are one of the most solid plays that you can do. I can definitely tell you that from experience. A lot of people in upper arenas or to get through arenas will overlevel their barbarians because there's four of them. They all hit pretty hard, and quite honestly, all of them have a lot of HP. So if you overlevel your barbarians over like the fireball or whatever is the equivalent for your arena, it's usually fireball. Then people can't kill your barbarians instantly. They have a lot more staying power and they can do a lot of damage. That would easily be a recommendation I would have for you if you have barbarians. I don't personally like fighting against them, but I fully acknowledge that they're good units. So if you're looking for tips for basically getting from lower arenas to top arenas, barbarians are definitely a card if you use and you like that will definitely show you return value the entire way through. And then we still have not managed to get a peck out here, which is really bad. We can throw fire spirits. There's the peck. And then we can zap 2. We took 0 damage there. They had a big windup, etc. It's good. But we didn't really get all that much out of it either. If they want to push the left side, it's kind of smart to put your units the same places where the opponent's really sticking to. I really need to cycle this deck as fast as I can, and I say that because I don't have the cards that I need to basically deal with it. They've got both a Hog Rider and Royal Giant, so this becomes a significantly harder deck to fight against. I should probably just start offensing really hard, because that way they can't use it as often. And then I do have basically Peck in the lineup now. I'm gonna zap with that so that my my Hog Rider will get another hit. And let's see what else we get. Okay, there we go. This is what we're looking for, essentially. Mini Peck is going to get distracted and kill all the goblins instead of the Hog Rider. Fan-freaking-tastic. Amazing. They did try to zap there at the very end. It wasn't very effective because they didn't have the timing for it, which is good for me. There's minions just taking out all of my momentum. But I want to basically just hammer this guy because I know he's got basically a Royal Giant and he's got a Hog Rider. If I give him the leeway to basically come into my side of the field, he's got the ability to do much more damage than I want to allow him to do. Zap on all of that. And as I said, we're just putting pressure on them. We want to make sure that they don't have an easy time. We can't just sit back and wait for like nice combos to come up. We're just going to go with what we got, basically. And then freeze right there. He's probably going to get it right here with that Hog Rider. Nope. There it is. So at least you had to use Zap. We're going to wait for just enough time. Excellent. So we'll see if we can take this all down. It would be nice. If nothing else, as I said, we need to pressure him so he just can't get his Royal Giant out. And then for this one, we're going to deal with that with just zapping it. That doesn't seem like it's enough, but honestly, like, he's not going to take that entire tower with just the Hog Rider. We're very close to being able to poison. Didn't have to. But if we can poison and zap at the end of matches to take basically a tower, we'll do it. We had 42 seconds. I also didn't eat my chest slot, so I'm not doing what I said I was going to do. So we got to be doing that. And then there's a crown chest right there. Boop, 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 boop. I will take those spear goblins. And we get a rage. I don't use rage, but man, rage is really good when you know how to use it properly. I've had probably 35 or 37 wins since my last magical chest that I opened the chest for, so hopefully we're getting somewhere close. I don't know if we'll see it today, but we might. What's going on, Henrik? It is good to see you. And then what's going on, Chopper Guy? I made a very short video chopping random objects. Yes, a chop. Whew. That is the sort of comedy and rhetoric that I am looking for. Good job, Chopper guy. Appreciate that. Like, I really do. Oh my god, Papyrus 101 joined the clan. Welcome, Papyrus. It is good to see you. Persian backs. I don't even know what that means. So we're somewhere in the vicinity of the upper tier of Royal Arena. Legendary Arena is at 3,000. I have yet to actually hit Legendary Arena yet. It would be nice to. It would be also very funny if the video I made that's about not trying to get into Royal Arena or into Legendary Arena was the one that worked. But hey, that's just kind of how it does work. And what we really need to get to is, there we go. Spear Goblins for the, we need Spear Goblins for basically dealing with the Lava Hound. What we're waiting for is for that thing to blow up. And honestly, I need at least that back. If not, poison. So if you don't deal with the Lava Hound's pups, which are happening right now, they do a lot of damage. They're gonna do a lot of damage, because all I could manage is poison on them. But if I hadn't done that, they probably would have taken that entire tower, quite honestly. Poison's really nice because it slows attack speed. Oh my god, and then this guy. They may have figured out the only real range that I have is my Ice Wizard and my Goblins, which is, you know, it's one of my weaknesses in my deck. Oh, Ice Wizard is not going to attack those skeletons at all. That's bad positioning. So they're going to get this tower. We need to focus on basically getting that tower. There we go. Anyway, so that's equaled out. And because they have basically that deploy, which is such a big tank, and I don't have anything to cut through it, we probably need to focus on just winning this as quick as we can. Okay, so we're keeping Zap very intentionally for this. And it looks like I didn't have enough damage on my Zap to kill them all, which is really unfortunate. That means that basically Zap is going to be my next upgrade. Because I know that that's, you know, like, it's all relative how effective Zap is based on what you're fighting to basically what you're doing. So it's a hard thing to make a decision on. Oh, definitely not going to win this one. That stinks. But yeah, if they can't take that tower, then, you know, there's something very seriously wrong. There it goes. I was thinking we were going to do okay by basically just pushing all of our damage on the opposite side, but they actually had pretty solid anti-ground with Valkyrie. Valkyrie's real strong. Whew. And as soon as I start talking about Legendary Arena, the game basically starts conspiring against me. This is pretty typical. Either I need much higher level cards, which is hopefully what the magical chest will be helping me out with. They're all random anyway. It's luck based. It's whether or not you get something. But, you know, we all want to get something good in a chest. And when you have something like that, it, you know, it starts getting a little bit more attractive. I got a giant chest, as I said earlier, and the funny thing with giant chest is it gives you so many cards, but it only gives you 3 of them. And then when you get like 3 different cards that you don't use, you're just like, my god, giant chest, what the heck? And then I think we're just going to have to start pressuring this guy. He's got basically a cannon that just came down. He's probably going to throw some barbarians. There they are. Fire Spirits, surprisingly effective with Dark Prince. And then we're going to Spear Goblin and Ice Wizard. And for 5, we're basically going to nullify out their 6. And that's good for me. Also, my Ice Wizard does nothing except for, keeps on strutting. This is probably not going to end well, but that's okay. If they have to think about it a little bit, that's okay. Apparently, he didn't even want to fight with even though he was just sitting right there because of the Fireball. So, good Fireball placement for them. Fireball is definitely a higher skill. Definitely a higher skill maneuver because, quite honestly, it's either really good because you use it to push and like everything works out perfectly, or it's just really bad. They just use Zap, so Fire Spirits are pretty safe to use right now. And then if we wait for just a little bit of time, we can Ice Wizard into Spear Goblins. Oof. And then, so we're going to throw this Hog Rider in front. Hopefully he will tank for us. They will throw Barbarians. That's why we're throwing Fire Spirit. They threw their own Fire Spirits. It's really unfortunate. Because honestly, it would have been pretty solid. And then Dark Prince will not stop that Hog Rider, unfortunately. God, especially if he doesn't get distracted like that. And then, so we need this tower basically right now, which is going to make it really easy for them to counter against. I think in earlier arenas it was much easier to split push because of the difference in basically the way power levels work. But now that everybody basically has a whole bunch of cards that can kill just about every tower, when you don't counter their entire push, the idea of split pushing does not become an attractive one because you won't get better gains off of it. Lost a whole bunch of trophies there because who would have thought they're lower level. There you go, Pella. Bam, bam, bam. And don't worry about the donation cooldowns. I don't kick people but every once in a while. And it's usually when I've got like 200 donations or something like that, and I'm like, who's got no donations? I'm like, whoop. And then let's see what we can do with this action. What are we working at right now? About 53 minutes. I'm just going to throw just straight Spear Goblins, see if I can peck at them a little bit. I don't have a good opening. There we go. And now I'm really glad that I saved. Because now I can put just a big old push on their left side. They threw poison. It is a good defense against people who throw cards deep like I just did. Fire Spirits are going to come out. They're just going to kill those. It's not going to be any sort of a real push, which is unfortunate. We'll throw Spear Goblins the other side again. Because, hey, it worked the first time. Because it did. And so now we have one decision to make, is whether we poison their pump and take the damage off, or do we just basically go ahead and see what we can do as far as pushing out damage on their right-hand side. I think we're just going to try to do damage. We saved the poison. It's probably going to be a really attractive, because poisoning basically defensive structures like that, the spawners, pretty effective, all things considered. Okay, and then so Spear Goblins up front. Zap should probably deal with the majority of them, but not fast enough. They're going to get plenty of hits on the peck. It's not going to get any real damage. And now basically at this point they're just baiting me, because if they keep throwing all of those structures like that. Oh yeah. Okay, so abso-freaking-lutely I'm going to do this. So this is basically a spawner deck, is what I've come to understand now. It wasn't very obvious because they didn't start that way. Their miner is not very effective, all things considered. It's not surprising. My god. Okay. And so zap right there, that's going to basically deal with all those goblins. We're doing this. God, they are just trying to win in numbers right now. All we got to do is basically throw the fire spirits right here. All of a sudden, most of it's dealt with. Fire spirits are a great addition to the game for me personally. And we honestly just have to just jam up their pipe as best we can at this point. Because they're just not stopping. They're really just not stopping. And the only thing that they're really doing better than me is being able to consistently use their poison. They have probably 30 seconds before their poison can beat my entire tower. And then there'll be a miner coming up sometime soon. He's going to try to be cheeky. It's not surprising. It's a smart choice. And then all he really has to do at this point is basically tap my structure, and I will be done. All I have to do is rotate around for poison, but he's got significantly closer to get to his poison than I have to get to mine. I just basically lost. If I had had, 10 seconds, which I didn't have, I certainly did not have 10 seconds there, the poison would have won, and he would have lost, but he was doing the same game against me. That is honestly the best use of poison that I'm aware of. But yeah, I like it. And then, so Papyrus is saying the only spell, or the only card he hasn't gotten out of his arena is Giant Skeleton and Rage Spell. You definitely will pick them up later on, but when you're past basically your arenas, they do become a little bit trickier to get. You usually can pick them up in the shop. You can get seduced by the card shop's keeper's timepiece into basically paying with them with gold. If you play a lot, they basically give you extra gold per arena every time you win up to a daily cap. That's how I've gotten at least some of my cards. I had to buy both, I think, the Prince and the Baby Dragon, and I was in Arena 5 before I got to do either of those. Or maybe it was Arena 4. I will not tell you that this game will just give you what you want. Sometimes you have to go out and get it, and sometimes the card shop is definitely the way to do it, and other times it's just by playing a whole bunch and getting it out of random chests. But they are totally random. It's not like they look for what you're missing and try to give it to you. Boop, boop, boop. And what's going on, Harrison? It's good to see you on the channel. Opener isn't the best. We're just going to throw a single Hog Rider at him. Now we realistically do have a good opener. Oh my god, another spawner. Bang. Dark Prince charge. I originally started liking Dark Prince because he helped me kill barbarians. That's not the reason I kept him, though. I kept him for basically his shield. And also because he's a charging unit, so he can push units that are slower than him if you put him in front of them, or behind them. And it really does make a difference for how I like to play the game. Dark Prince is definitely a solid character if you haven't gotten him yet, because he's Royal Arena. He's one of the last cards that you're allowed to get realistically. Man, I would definitely tell you to try him out. He'll need to be leveled, though, is the only really big problem, though. Because when you get him in Royal Arena, he'll be level 1 versus all of everybody's like level 7 and 8 rank stuff, and you're like, oh, this card sucks. But it's like, he doesn't suck, he's just under-leveled because you get him so late. Nope. Don't want none of that. Fire Spirits, deal with that garbage, please. And then Wizard can deal with that. That will work. So that's me poisoning both of his spawning units. That's what I ideally want. That's how I deal with spawners. I basically just poison them to death. There we go. Getting closer. Ooh, they are poisoning me now. Not a bad choice, by the way. Not a bad choice at all. And then, so this is going less well than I wanted it to. He's about to do basically what every spawner wants, is getting like 8 barbarians on your tower. Because, you know, a bunch of barbarians do a lot of damage really quick. And so even though I defended that entire time, because he put down like basically a good poison, I get to deal with the fallout of it. Which, you know, makes sense. I mean, this game isn't all about fair play the entire time, it's about what you want to make for a deck. And this guy made a good deck. I need to get basically some damage on there. He can poison, and it will be the end of me, or that Hog Rider. Nope, zap right there. There will be no overtime, I will lose. And literally he won that all on basically a single push. That's really what he won it on. And at that point, you're just playing endgame tactics. If you can get enough damage where you can basically chip off somebody at the end with spells that you wouldn't normally play, then that's the way you end a match. And then, Harrison, we are in Android games. We are basically, I just threw a whole bunch of people out because they weren't contributing. That's us right there. If I've even dropped the required trophies to 400 just in case that's if regular one is around 1,000. I totally do that while I'm streaming because, hey, let's face it, if you show up and you want to do things, then welcome aboard. The only thing we ask is that you contribute. Throw your donations, ask for the cards you want, and we will throw them for you. And all we ask is that you send us stuff in return. Welcome, Harrison. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this wizard. Apparently not. Let's see what we got here. Everything on my bar except for the Hog Rider is gonna work out for the left-hand side. And then we can throw basically a wizard right behind him. Interesting, people don't play guards very often. This guy's guards are only level 2. We'll see how they actually pan out. As I said, it's basically the same thing with the Dark Prince. You get him at Arena 8, so why would you have like really high leveled epics for something you just got to? You usually see him much later. And then, so this cannoning is going to get annoying. If we zap it, at least it'll get rid of it faster. It basically makes it so that we're probably not going to get so much out of our Hog Rider, but if we have at least the zap to go with it, there we go. Pretty traditional at this point, I'm willing to call it. Because I threw the Peck early on, they're going to just murder my, my tower with that balloon. I don't have enough anti-air without a good setup. That person played it basically strong and fast, and I can't deal with that without knowledge that it's coming. So unfortunately, we just lost that tower because of that. And so we're going to be waiting for that to happen on the other side too. And so we basically just have to keep the units we need in there to deal with it. They also showed that they throw arrows as basically a way to turn that around. That's kind of unfortunate for us because, you know, that means we can't really use the Spear Goblins. Zap, please. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Okay, so poison, fire spirits, and then looks like they're going to get to that tower, but how much are they going to get is the question. And then you see a lot of this with cannon. They'll basically throw it on your side so that you can't do anything about it. They're they are legitimately trying to stop me from being able to get to their tower. It makes sense. But I think we're getting there. And so we're going to have to actually fight this out. Do. So this time they're going to throw a big old volley against me. That's what I was looking for. So they're not going to get the balloon. Oh, they did get the balloon damage. Well, that's done. I thought with my poison that it was going to slow him down enough. As you can see, like that sort of the long con with like basically a giant with a balloon behind it, it's pretty disgusting. There aren't a lot of comps that work extremely well against it, but I don't have any flyers in my entire deck, which is a gigantic problem for that sort of thing. Like if I had just thrown minions on top of their balloons, they die. Like that's just all there is to it. They have to throw arrows to get it off. And sometimes I can deal with it because of like good luck or because I've already pressured them enough, but sometimes I can't. It's honestly a hard deck to deal with. Do. I have no idea what a tarot gamer said, but also big thumbs up and okay for you. And I will do friendly battles with you guys if you want. It will totally not be fair, but I will do it anyway. They do limit some of my cards down so that it'll be a more fair match than it might have been, but like the simple fact that I have much higher level cards and I've got basically access to higher amounts of cards, it as I said, we'll see where it gets. You guys will hopefully have fun with it. Okay. And then, so it looks like they're using a spawner deck. We're going to throw an Ice Wizard back because that way he can basically be our buffer. We are waiting for the ability to charge up with at least 2 units and then go in there with poison. And then, so that poison's actually not that bad. It's pretty good poison, all things considered. What we really need to do, though, is make sure we get in with the mini-peck. Those barbarians are going to do some pretty solid damage, but they're weakened enough that they're not going to take all of it. We're going to turn around and put pressure on them immediately because, quite honestly, they've got a pretty solid deck. And if you don't put pressure on people and always wait to basically recharge your resources before you push again, you'll notice lots of people can turn it around on you. At least that's my experience so far. Sometimes you get into the idea that you're playing too aggressively, so you start playing too passively. But the funny thing is, if you don't play aggressively sometimes, you will definitely miss out on opportunity. See, right now, they have the choice to put basically that Royal Giant up there. But the whole point is they're sacrificing their left tower for it. They can't put a full defense on it because, once again, I'm the one who's on offense, and they're not. Hog Rider in front of this might turn into a lot of damage. And then a little bit of zap will get more mileage out of both the Hog Rider and the mini-peck. Totally a good shot for me. Yeah, that's literally exact where I want to put that, so that's good. They're going to take that one. That's not too hard to see. The question is, now that they've got that open, they do have basically Royal Giant. Are they just going to use him to walk directly into my base? Because honestly, that's what you do with him. Like, the beautiful thing about the Royal Giant is if you got to go overtime, quote-unquote, he will go overtime for you. Sap on all of that. Wizard there. We'll throw Spear Goblins there. That way, at least the turnaround push is nice. Throw a mini-peck who won't be very good against spawners, but that's because we're stalling for poison. Ta-da! Ha ha ha. And then we'll clear this chest slot, cuz. And you guys want friendly battles? Let's do friendly battles. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. And whoever jumps on it first will take first, and if there's multiple, absolutely. Bam. So Papyrus 101 got me first. 88, basically 880 trophies. We'll see what we're doing. And then as soon as we're done with that, Harrison asked, and we'll get him second. So... Ice Wizard. And actually, you're level 7, which is going to make this a little bit more fun. If you were like level 6, I would feel mercilessly bad about this. Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo. Just in case you guys didn't know, when the confetti goes out, that's people that are spectating, basically giving us their approval or whatnot. Ooh, a prince. Good for you. I totally forgot that can happen. So yeah, Mini Peck literally chopped the Hog Rider in half. That was so gross. Didn't even think about that. Boop 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 boop. Fire spirits. No, actually, it's a pretty solid choice. What he just did there was throwing basically a giant at me. I mean, obviously, I've got much higher level attackers. But honestly, like, it's not like he couldn't get to my towers. I very clearly put myself against as basically an aggressor. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. So it's totally possible that you'll get basically a chunk out of me. That's not even a debate. It's just I always try to basically do the efficiency of the tower damage you're going to do to me over what I actually spent to do it. And how much damage I can do to you at the same time. Thank goodness. If I didn't have that Dark Prince there, that would have been a really disgusting push. I would have lost a lot of tower for that. Boop, boop, boop. We'll get a couple of hits right here. That'll be fun. And then we'll distract your Valkyrie, because I'm a jerk. Just chase the Hog Rider, man. Just chase it. You'll get it. You'll get it eventually, I swear. It's not very nice. It's not very nice at all. Oh man, I am really easily amused, and that is really amusing. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. That was real nice. But yeah, it looks like he plays similar. He's using basically his Dark Prince as a pusher, which is really good. Do, 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 do. And then if Jorge also wants to do it, I will totally do Jorge next. We are at the portion of the day where people get to play against me, and I stop having to climb the ladder. You wonderful, wonderful people, you. Mm-mm. Oh, Pele, you're a jerk. And by that I mean congratulations. God, I have nothing in my hand that is any good against that. Bonk. 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 Oh man, those fire spirits when they go off are pretty sweet. And I say that because when they go off in the tower, like I only spent 2 elixir for that. Like that's always the attractive part. Get him, little peck. Nope, that is no good. Fire spirits are so evil. But yeah, I don't know. Fire Spirits was, out of the last patch, the only card that I really liked. I don't know if I would call the legendaries, um, like, you know, my favorite ideas ever. Certainly some of them seemed like they were... Oh, there it goes. I forgot Pele uses Sparky. No, go away. Oh, you're a jerk. Well, now I've wasted my zap, so this is going to get quote-unquote creative. That's not a good word, by the way. There we go. At least there's that. He's definitely getting my left tower. Sparky can certainly be a distraction, that's for sure. Mm-mm-mm. Boop. And boop. Pella bringing his Sparky in here. He knows what he's doing to me. He's all like, I'm a win. And that's what you should do, honestly. My god, that's Sparky. Sparky is so good. Him behind like a Royal Giant or even a regular Giant is the biggest pain in the butt. Man, see? Now we put it out. No, we'll take this seriously. This is another one of those things I don't like seeing. New legendaries, they make certain combinations very possible. This is definitely one of them. I have lost mercilessly to that combination before, for sure. Well, that's no good. He just blatantly wasted 4 elixir. I'm going to at least throw something that's poorly. So I won't throw anything for at least, like, 5 or 6 seconds, just because, I mean, it's literally 4 elixir that he just threw on freeze. And I didn't even know he had freeze, so it's more than just the 4 elixir is the funny part. Ooh. That was actually a really good match. The only problem I have with the Akak's looking to kick my ass with basically the Lava Hound is it costs so much that it's hard to combo it with other things like the balloon that you want to combo. I obviously don't have the Lava Hound. The only legendary I have is my Ice Wizard, which is fine, because I like my Ice Wizard. You're a jerk. I mean, you're a jerk, you're a jerk, you're a jerk. And let's get it on. Charge. And... Follow the Hog Rider. Chase the Hog Rider. No, chase the Hog Rider. That's very unfortunate timing. I didn't know the princess was coming out when I released the goblins. They could have gotten at least 200, maybe 300 more damage off of this. All I gotta do is stall for 45 seconds to make sure that golem doesn't take 170 some odd damage off. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Fireball. Shock and surprise. And now I give you the poison. I give you the poison, Akak. Who else needs friendly battles? By all means, throw it up there. And then, yeah, what is it? Soyos, I can't pronounce his name for the life of me. Sosyo is, Sosoyo is, if you go to your clan tab, which is basically the one that I've highlighted right now, you should be able to search for it. Android games, we've got basically the purple triangle in the back. And if Pella wants, let's go again. You should be able to basically search for us, and then you can join. I've dropped it to 400 for the trophy limit. You could get in that way. It should be pretty easy so long as you find us, and we should have people open, slots open for you. Oh, you're a jerk. Oh, all of that goblin. Throw them spears, buddy. Throw them. Big fan of it. Hey, I do the thumbs up like I'm a jerk. I mean, no, I don't hate sometimes how people play. Yeah, I do. Oh, the Sparky. The Sparky. I'm joking. I acknowledge the Sparky. So... Oh, and he's playing the mirror Sparky. God, you're a jerk. I'm very impressed right now. I don't know if I've ever actually done the angry face before in a match. I've definitely seen the double Sparky and the double Royal Giant are absolutely the worst things out of the mirror as of lately. I haven't seen anybody come up with anything worse. But man, I do hate them. They're such a pain to deal with. Oh, that's bad. Yes, yes. Yeah, balloons are nasty business. It definitely requires you to have the correct timing for it, otherwise you just die. I don't want to fight the Sparky. The Sparky is mean. Oh, God. Oh, just in time. How could you give me the sad face when you're throwing this many Sparkies at me? It's totally evil. I don't think I've got anything for this. This sucks. That balloon would have gone in there and wrecked my shit up. It would have wrecked it up bad, too. Oh my god, look at this guy's... Nah, everybody take a second. Literally look at this guy. He literally has a sniper rifle for his name. I'm so impressed. Nope, still looking at it. Oh, that is so good. That is so good. Anyway. So, El Senor Sniper Rifle, I think you might be Chopper. Just tell me what your name is so I can know it. Boo-boo! And then, Devin, if you want to join, we've got 4 spots open. I hit friendly battle. Oh, they already challenged him. That would be why. I can totally wait. Oh, okay. So Devin plays. That's him. Excellent. Boo, boo, boo. 58 minutes. Da, 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 da. That means I get Mountain Dew. I agree. Got stereotype even harder, Aro. Excellent. But yeah, if you throw it up there, I will totally friendly battle you. Akak, you are the evil one. I'm waiting for Devin, and I will totally get you next, Akak. I swear at this point, you guys are just like hot clicking each other so hard that I can't get in there. Here, I will do this. Me. See how polite I am? I even used please. PLZ. Super high tech. What's going on, Augusto? Boop. There we go. God, he has a sniper rifle. It's beautiful. Oh, the sandwich. Get it done. Oh, and he freezes the crap out of it. That's so evil. Kill them from behind, Peck. Just do it. Just do it. This is the only thing that's unfortunate about Peck, is that it doesn't have any sort of AoE. Because, man, it sure does do damage. Yeah. Yeah, it's... This is the only thing I personally don't like about Freeze, is that it lets me have, like, this big, nasty return push. That's honestly half the reason why I stopped using it. It's really good for stopping a moment if you need it to be stopped, but most of the time I feel like Freeze is just too much elixir for what it does. But good game. Like, legitimately. I'm peeking on Akak. That's right, Akak. I just totally rooted for the other guy. But now I root for you. Oh man, Harrison is not interested in using his elixir. My god. He might be AFK. I'm trying to cheer so hard right now. It's so hard that I'm cheering. Akak's mean. He just disabled that guy's entire interface so he could win. He's evil. And by that I mean I love you, Akak. You are the best. Donations. Donations. Excellent. So, if anybody wants a friendly battle with me, you should probably put my name in it. And if anybody clicks on that, you're evil. And you shouldn't do that. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Got a lot of nothing. God, I got a lot of nothing and problems. Explode, my minions. Explode. Nope, definitely don't want goblins there. No, no likey goblin. Goblin bad there. Oof. Zapparoo, Zapparoo. I love Zap. I am very happy that I became more familiar with it later on. Because early on I thought Freeze was like the only thing that was going to solve all of my problems. Zap is really cheap, and does basically everything that you want any spell to do, just not as much as you want it to do. Like, if I played Mirror, I would totally double Zap. It would probably be a very poor decision, but that's okay. There we go. We got good spacing on that. Probably gonna regret this, but that's okay. Oof, so much for those arrows. So good. Wow, he just didn't jump the river there. That sucks. Well, that's bad. Because I spent a lot of resources setting that up, and that did not come to fruition. That is for darn sure. Oh, I just screwed myself. Well. Nope, done right here. There's no way I can pull her off of that. That's unfortunate. I was trying to get the poison on the tower, but I misclicked, so that's a loss. That is totally a loss. Boo boo. Friendly battles are so good. Loves them. Ooh. Oh man, Goblin Barrel is so good. Like, it really is. Yeah, this is a little bit cheats. So the reason I pick both the... Ooh, there it goes. The reason I pick basically the Pika, the mini peaks, basically almost all of my units can't be arrowed. So if somebody's using arrows, oh my goodness, it does not do so well. I've actually seen knights be more useful lately. They did rebalance. It was a really good choice. Let's see what we got up here, though. And then I'm in Royal Arena. Welcome to the stream, BCV XCV. Anyway, BCV. We're just gonna call you. I'm in Royal Arena. I'll give you the trophy count. It is 2773 right now, which is somewhere in the middle of where I play. Sometimes I go down as low as 2600, sometimes as high as 2800. I have yet to touch Legendary. It would be nice. It will eventually happen. Oh my god, spectating. Oh man, Peloton is totally using his Three Musketeers. Such an evil deck. Boop, boop, boop. As soon as I'm done watching the spectate, I will do a couple more matches. If you guys want more friendly matches, that's totally fine too. But I figure I put just a little bit more time into seeing how high I can go, and you know, if you guys like it, that's great. Man, I do love just throwing. Ooh, there it goes. Staying close, staying close. Yeah, this is real nice. We don't know what our sniper's last card is. That's not necessarily always the most important thing, but if I was to guess, it was going to be something good. Ooh, that is pretty good. His freeze is solid. Ooh, those Three Musketeers there are coming for you, though. It's a good Valkyrie. Ooh, he is staying in it. But yeah, that's the evil part about basically second stage fights. If you manage to get down a tower, what he just did with the Three Musketeers, same thing you do with the Royal Giant, it is so difficult to unlodge them. if they're on your side already. Like, it is the worst. Round 3. Absolutely. Yep, I'm still streaming. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, BCF asks if you can play on the stream. Totally. That's the clan. It's Android Games. If you jump in there, then I can do friendly matches with you. Boop, boop, boop. But yeah, I'm gonna do one more game. Guys, throw out the friendlies if you want to put my name into it. That way, I'll know what to do. If you guys want it, I will totally keep doing friendly matches with you. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. I actually like doing them. They're fun. It honestly makes it so sometimes you can practice without having to worry about whether or not you mess up, and that can be really important, honestly. Throw spear goblins behind it. We'll zap those. And then fire spirits. Ugh. So much death. Those arrows got maximum value. And I didn't get an extremely large amount of damage on that side. I'm going to switch over and poison their pump. I'm hoping that will get in the way of their ability to do some stuff. It's hard to say whether or not early pumps are worth poisoning, but I personally like doing it because it slows down people's strategies. Definitely going to zap this. I don't think that Hog Rider's getting to that tower. If he does, that's great. Ooh, got some damage on it. And see, the question is now, do I put my efforts back onto this one? It's hard to say. We'll say why not, right? Okay, so we're going to need lots of things to push this off. I feel like you're the slowest mover. You're going to get to the battle late. That's not necessarily a bad thing. We're going to wait to see where their next placement is. We're definitely going to throw Prince over there. Pack's going to start here. We want to get rid of as much of that as possible. Actually going to have a solid push on this side. Donk. Donk. Oh, I really wanted that third hit, but that's okay. And then since they put that cannon all the way over there, we can basically hog right in, see what they got. Valkyrie's not necessarily the best choice to counter a Hog Rider, I can tell you that for sure. And I'm not using my elixir, so that's bad. I'm getting distracted. And screw it, we'll just throw the poison anyway. I was gonna throw that originally, but then I was like, no, you don't need that. But honestly, probably not a bad choice. So, looks like we're doing fine right now. We're gonna wizard from across the stream. And then we're gonna peck. And that should just chop it down. While they're focusing on him, we'll get our fire spirits to go out. That way all we have to do is zap them and they're done. And then we can throw a Hog Rider to continue to pressure. Didn't need it, but I'm just saying, that probably would have done the trick right there. And then... using them gems. So many gems. So BCV, if you are looking to join the clan, once again, Android Games, it's the one at the top. Search for us in the clan tab. That is the only way that you can basically friendly match. You'll have basically access to the entire clan. You can donate and you can request cards. It's basically just a big win-win for you if you don't have a clan already. But there's literally no way that I can verse anybody else without it. Hey, Papyrus. We will totally give you round 3 because you requested it. And honestly, your decks are pretty cool. But yeah, if that doesn't make any sense, by all means tell me. But as far as doing friendly matches, the only way you can do it is by being in the same clan. Push, push, push. And then this one's coming at you pretty fast. We'll see what you get. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. These are not bad choices for defense. Ooh, and a horde. Okay, so we're going to do this. And then we're going to Spear Goblin you up. They're very single focus. And then zap. I could have done that faster if I felt like predicting where they would land. If you predict too fast, they basically... Ooh, the rocket. I like the rocket. But basically, in order for you to negate goblin barrel damage, what you really need to do is you need to make sure you know exactly where they're coming with zap, because otherwise there will be basically a section where you can miss, and you know the question is missing one of the goblins worse than letting some of them get any shots in at all? Because if you have good timing, they don't get any shots. That's real attractive. And for anybody using Fire Spirits, I do kind of feel like they're like a slow release spell. So basically all I did right there was... Ooh, this is bad. There we go. I used both the Fire Spirits and the Zap spell to take care of his entire epic skeleton army. I used to use Epic Skeleton Army. I loved it. The biggest problem with it is that spells are way too effective against it. God, back when I had the double Horde deck, I used Minion Horde and Skeletons. It was so great. Ooh, hoo, 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 hoo. This one's gonna get good. He's getting those hits on there. I personally like throwing the goblins around it, so it's harder to match. But if you notice people are targeting you really well, you switch it out to be like the back left corner. If you do that, then people like throw their arrows, but they miss, and then your goblins come in and basically get the stabs that you want them to get. But it's more of a psych out game. Boo boo boo. And then, so BCV is asking if you can, if I can play his account. Honestly, I have no idea how you would even set that up. Like, I'd probably have to impersonate your logins and stuff like that. You don't want to be giving me or anybody else your information. It's not, if you just give the game like a fair try, you really, really push it out. I acknowledge that it's a little bit hard, especially in the earlier stuff. You really want to just basically get the practice in, because essentially that's where you're going to get better at the game anyway. And then, so for anybody who's basically joining the clan right now, do yourself a big favor and just request cards. And then once you're done requesting cards, if you see anything you don't use, make sure you donate. The only thing you have to do to stay in this clan is be active by donating to other people and throwing cards yourself. We obviously want you to benefit, and you know we want to benefit from you as well. That's really the rules on it. I usually go maybe a week or two before I'll throw people out. Usually when I have over 200 donations and people still haven't done any, that's usually my cutoff point. Those are just the general guidelines. There's not a lot in my deck, or in my my hand right now that's going to be helping out. Yeah, you throw that spear, you little goblin. Good job, buddy. Well, I guess I can just do this. There we go. Now I have cards. Sometimes you have too many spells. It's a bad thing. Like, it really is just a bad thing. And then I'm throwing Fire Spirits to hope to block for basically my pack. It didn't work out, but that's okay. It did manage to blow up all of those barbarians, and I managed to zap that elixir collector down. No guaranteeing it was going to get another one out, but you know, I could take another hit on a tower with the Dark Prince. They're pretty solid. They don't hit excessively hard, but they hit hard enough. And then if they're not going to go, we're going to go. There we go. We got basically the tank where we wanted it to, which is the Ice Wizard. If he had managed to get any hits on that tower, then it would have slowed down its defense tremendously. We're still going to take the tower. Whew, good placement on those barbs. They managed to basically cut off my little guy. Don't have as much this time. We're just going to have to throw poison. Hope for the best, that sort of thing. We'll throw our Spear Goblins wide. They should stick around. We'll throw our Ice Wizards to the other side to basically double flank. And... Tink, tink, tink. God, they really like their cannons. I think cannon is the second most played card after Royal Giants as of this patch. Just because people were using it so often to counter everything, I imagine that one's going to get nerfed more and more as time goes on. That's just me, though. Because it seems like it's a little bit too good. I haven't seen anybody play a Tesla in forever. Like, the last time I saw somebody play a Tesla was when I played it, and I have not played a Tesla in a while. Dink, dink, dink. We can open you. And then see what we got as far as friendly matches. There you go. Awesome. So, it looks like everybody's doing their friendly matches. Let's just do a little bit more of this. I'm at 28-34. It would be wonderful to say, oh, that's almost into Legendary. But honestly, it's not. It takes forever to get into Legendary for me. I'm sure some people were like, oh, it was so easy. And I'm like, man, I wish that was my experience. But it just wasn't. Royal Arena has been fun, though. To be 100% honest, that has easily been its own little reward. Is basically being in Royal Arenas for so long, because you get to fight just about everything anyway. So, at least in my opinion, you have a pretty good time. You get to see all sorts of strategies, and I don't know. It's definitely the arena that I like the most so far that I've played, and not because it's like, oh, it's higher level, but because I could play against anything. Like, anything could come out, which is real nice in my opinion. Ice Wizard is so cranky. I love him. Bonk. Dark Prince doing his business. Ooh, good zap there, too. And if they want to throw that, I got no problem throwing this. Pretty sure that one's going to be unopposed. Throw an Ice Wizard for backup. Throw a zap to make sure that these guys don't get too much damage off. Yikes. Do I have anything that's going to solve this? Yep. I got one thing. One thing that's gonna solve that problem. Mm-mm-mm. And then I think I'm about to lose this tower. I didn't have what I was looking for to basically stop it, which is unfortunate. And then that peck just didn't feel like getting off my tower, huh? Well, let's go for the neck. Yeah, this person really doesn't want to lose. It's unfortunate. And I say that because they blatantly stopped aggressing in the sense. They're playing way more for counter, but they're still throwing at least some stuff out there. But I'm pretty sure this one's going to just end in a draw. It's unfortunate. Oh well. We're climbing up, we're doing okay. It's good for you. Awesome. But yeah, we're sitting on basically 2 hours of stream at this point. I am probably going to call it quits for today. I don't know how frequently I'll be streaming this game as often. I've got basically I'm basically helping President AWOL. If you guys know who I'm talking about, he's another streamer. I'm helping him do basically Overwatch content. I still want to do this at least once or twice a week because honestly the game is fun. But just as a heads up, I used to stream a lot more on this. There will be at least some confliction because I'm going to be playing on both sides. But as I said, I'm not dropping this. This game I play at least once or twice a day, if not more than that. It's the most fun game I'm aware of on mobile, so there's really no point in to stop playing it. Because, you can only play FPS and things like that for so long. But if you guys want to check that out, basically, as I said, it's on President AWOL's channel. We're doing that for basically streaming and stuff like that. But I'll be back here and I'll totally play more Clash Royale. I just figured I'd give you guys the heads up for it. Once again, people who are new to the clan, welcome to the clan. Make sure you participate. Request cards. We want to give you our cards for XP and gold, and by all means, give to people who are using cards you don't want. There's plenty of cards I don't want, which is really attractive. So if you guys are the same way, you'll be a nice fit. As I said, just make sure you donate something. It won't be until this clan gets psychotically competitive and we've gotten real motivation for doing it that I'll have any interest in making the clan criteria more rigid. Donate. That's all I'm asking. Donate at least some, and you'll be just fine. If anybody's got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. As I said, I'll probably do this once or twice a week. It's not that hard for me to stream once or twice a week easily with this format, and I've played it for long enough that I like it. And hopefully you like it too. As I said, I'm trying to get into Legendary Arena. We're trying to uncover magical chests by gemming. see what we can get out of them. See if I can get some nice upgrades. If you like what I'm doing, please do like. If you've subscribed, please come back and watch more. I'm having a good time doing this still. I have no interest in abandoning the game, and I have no interest in abandoning this channel. There'll just be slightly less maintenance towards it. So yeah, if anybody's got questions, by all means, leave them in clan, leave them in comments, and I'll be happy to respond back to you. For mobile games, this has been Aro. I've been having a lot of fun playing this. Hopefully you guys are still having fun too. Come on back. Bye.